Morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. We will be talking about divine feminine flow, a healing practice. If you have water, pencil, and paper, and if you need to do a little bit of a stretch, please do so. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Again, we are here for day 275 on this Thursday and March 4th. We were talking about divine feminine flow, a healing praxis. If you have water, you should get some. If you don't, bring some to the room. Paper and pencil. And if you need to do an early morning stretch, which is how I'm feeling this morning, please do so.
Peace and blessing. Good morning, family.
Good morning. Good morning, Miss Teresa. How are you?
I'm blessed. Glad to be on here.
Good morning, Luis. Seeing people jump in. Good morning. Good morning. Again, day 275. Our topic today is divine feminine flow, a healing praxis. If you have water, please get some. If you don't have water, please get some so you have some with you. Paper and pen if you need so. And then again, this is one of those mornings where I feel like everyone may need a good morning stretch. So take a moment. Don't take yourself too seriously and shake it up. Again, morning, everyone. We are live with day 275 of the Wake Up Everybody community. Today, we're talking about divine feminine flow, a healing praxis. If you have water, that is great. If you do not have water, this is a great time to grab some. Paper and pencil, if you have, or pen. And then take a little shake if you need to.
I'm sorry if my screen did something strange.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today is day 275 of Wake Up Everybody. It's amazing, and I am deeply, deeply honored to be here because I think I was sharing earlier this morning, I was here around day 10. So this is definitely amazing strides, and I'm really, really proud to continue to have opportunities to be here with this community. So my name is Renee Ifakbaye Eshubola Alagbe Besina. I am the daughter of Maureen Smith and Dr. Richard Smith and Stephen Tyson. I am the granddaughter of Violet Chevalier and Jacob Chevalier. I am the great granddaughter of Hilda Benoit and Eddie Benoit. I greet you in that way because I don't stand alone. I stand not only on the shoulders, but in the path that my ancestors have made for me. And I understand that the work that I do creates a path for the next generation. So the work that we do and the way in which we engage in our purpose really is an extension of time. And so that is the work that I do. And as a flower essence practitioner, but also as someone who really looks at plant intelligence, I understand that that continuum is very, very important. So welcome and thank you for being here. We're going to talk a little bit about the divine feminine today, what it means, what it looks like, and how we can use it as part of our daily practices to bring healing and balance to our understanding. So if you give me a second, I'm going to share my screen from the beginning. Here we go. So I talked a little bit about myself. I have been working in flower essences for a little bit over 7 years and really kind of bringing the practice forward. I am the founder of Akika Flower Essences and Apothecary. And with that process, we really look at plant intelligence as an opportunity for us to engage and connect with the earth, and the earth as our ancestor, right? The earth has gone through and created adaptations that allows it to still to thrive. And so that's a part of what we're tapping into when we talk about flowers and talk about plant intelligence. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that later today. So I wanted to take a moment, and I'm going to ask folks to drop some things in the chat. We're going to unpack a couple of bits. One is first, when you hear the word divine feminine, what comes up for you? What do you think of? What words come up for you? And if you can pop that into the chat, that would be great. Checking to see if folks are able to. Afua says, Oshun and Yamaja, innate wisdom. Okay. So we talk about when we hear the words divine feminine, it's really important. And so I want to take a minute to think about or talk about some of the myths that have occurred with divine feminine. Louis says, a woman who knows her power and her worth. Yes. So when you see, thank you. When you see this number, what comes to mind? You can also pop that into the chat. Zakia says creativity and creation. Yes. Spiritual gifting and knowledge on Facebook. Goddess. Thank you, Jamelia, sorry. When you see the number 13, what comes to mind? All that comes to mind. The good, the bad, the happy, the sad. Friday the 13th, scary horror movies. Yep, power number. Aha. What else do we see? Good fortune, taboo. Yes. The good and the bad. Yes. Bad luck. Bad luck. 13, stand by for something different. Aha, Facebook, DY Forrester says 13, maturing. Aha. Yeah, so number to be avoided. So interestingly, PBS TV. Yes, those of us who grew up in the era where PBS raised us, we are very familiar with the channel 13. Thank you so much, Kyo, for that. So yes, 13 is into buildings not having a 13th floor. Yes, Afua, yes. This is, so when we talk about, thank you, Sienna, your lucky number. When we talk about 13, we need to unpack the myths around the number. And one of the reasons why this number is so important is because the number 13 is actually the number for divine feminine. And so when we think about how it relates to the way in which people have a relationship with that number is because of some of the myths that have been created around the divine feminine. So we're going to talk a little bit about the divine truths. So one of the things about divine feminine that's really important to know is that number 13 is the number, though it has been in most recent times and since the beginning of kind of patriarchy, where the number 13 was seen as a low vibrational number, as a number for fear. 13 was actually at one point seen as a very high and lucky number because it stood for the divine feminine. It was the connection between all that was mystical, all that could and could not be explained, the intuition, and all of the things that divine feminine births into the world, right? And so part of it was also understanding that there was a natural rhythm that not just the feminine body embodied, but that the divine feminine energy brought into existence. So this vibration was one that was really about alignment and healing. And one of the things I love in terms of some of the research that has been done and really kind of being able to connect those things together is that, you know, at one point the turtle is considered the divine feminine animal. And one of the reasons why it's considered that is because its turtle shell used to be the first calendar, right? So there are 13 moons that usually occur on every 28 days, which is actually in conjunction and in alignment with a woman's menstrual cycle. And so our ancestors and those who were very close and connected to the earth, you know, our concept of time and the way in which we understood time was really based on our alignment with the earth, right? Our ability to sit and see and know that if the star was moving this way or the moon was coming up that way, that our bodies were preparing for it. But we were also preparing for certain things that were happening with the earth, right? That certain plants would be growing because they may have been moonflowers. And so we were expecting a certain harvest. The way in which, you know, the weathers or the seasons would be changing were all being predicted by that type of alignment. And so it's really, really important to talk about why the number 13 and its omission in our current understanding is so important, because it actually moves us to a place where we're no longer in alignment with the rest of the world, right? So we now have a calendar that is 12 months with 30, 31, or 28 days. You know, this one day that has month that has 28 days with the 29th day. I don't even understand how they got to that calculation because it's very, very confusing to me, right? And so when we think about the opportunity to be in alignment and to be in balance and to be healing at all times, we have to understand that we are out of alignment with time. And so with this constant kind of space in which the number 13 had been bastardized and made to seem as though it was not a divine number and not a good number and a number to be feared, it also threw us off of our ability to be in alignment with all that is going on around us. And so it's really, really important that we continue to talk about how this misconception occurred and how do we continue to connect with divine feminine in our everyday practice to allow it to bring us back into balance. And I think that that's a really, really big piece of what we're going to be talking about today. So a couple of things to think about when we talk about divine feminine energy, right, and the divine feminine in general. Divine feminine, I like to always say, divine feminine is your heart and divine masculine is your mind, right? And if you, as you can see in this yin yang symbol, inside of your brain, you gotta have a little heart, and inside of your heart, you gotta have a little brain, right? In order for them to be balanced, right, they have to exist together. And so part of our everyday understanding is that we actually work in a yang environment, in a very masculine environment every single day. The way that our laws are made, the way that we walk around every day, the way that we're always in that energy, we're in that energy every day. And so the power of divine feminine, and the way in which I like to explain it is divine feminine is the universe and divine masculine is the witness to the universe, right? And so when you think about the witness to the universe, it is the actual action of acknowledging and doing, and that is very important in order for the balance of that energy. It is the same thing with divine feminine. Divine feminine is the opportunity to kind of sit and to have the intuition and to be expressive and to be compassionate and to have a flow, right? And that allows this kind of radiance and this connection to occur as we are going through these periods of time. And so we have to be aware of when we are no longer flowing and what parts in our bodies or in our understanding are no longer flowing. Because if you think about divine feminine as the heart, right, of a being or a person or of an energy, what does the heart do? The heart allows for blood to flow to all parts of the body. Well, what happens when the heart has a blockage, right? You have a heart attack. You no longer feel as though you're getting blood in certain parts of your body. Certain parts of your body goes numb, right? These are the matter, meaning the body reactions to not having enough blood or enough flow in the body. So imagine what happens also with our energy, right? When our heart energy, our heart spaces are in a place where it's blocked or it's not moving or we're not getting enough breath or we're not getting enough time to just sit in that space, we will see certain things come out. So when we are out of balance, we will see things like repressed truth, feelings of unworthiness, shame and guilt, weak boundaries, and boundaries not in the sense of pushing others off, but in the sense of actually saying yes to ourselves. We can become codependent. We're always apologizing for what we consider taking up space. And many times we may over-explain ourselves. Every time I say that, I always think about, the young people always say, I said what I said, right? That's it. I'm not explaining it anymore, right? And so that is a really big part of understanding how that energy is flowing through our bodies. I wanted to talk a little bit about this concept of, again, this concept of balance, right? That we have anima and we have animus. And so, again, this understanding that we all have divine masculine, we all have divine feminine. They are all working within our understanding of being balanced. But part of it is also understanding our own natures and being able to take a minute to kind of think about how our actions and how our everyday experiences are either moving in either energy, and or do we need to invite in more of one energy in order to counterbalance the other, right? So I've had experiences in my life, in my work life, where people have told me that I act as a man. And I always go, well, what does that mean? Right? Why would I have to be a man in order to, I know who I am. But part of that really is the world's understanding of what it means to be a man, to be in that energy. And that, to be quite honest, you have to have both energies. Because if not, if you have an idea and you don't see it, the actions behind it, it means that you haven't figured out how to activate your divine masculine to move that idea and that intuition into the cycle of actual being. Right? Those are energies that we all need. And so when we talk about anima and animus, it is this understanding that, again, that idea of balance, that Anima is the feminine side of a man's soul. So it's the opportunity to see tenderness and patience, consideration and compassion. The animus is the masculine side of a woman's soul. It's a part of our strength and our assertiveness, our level-headedness and our rationality. And that all of it makes up who we are. That there is absolutely at no time that we are not walking with both of those energies with us. However, we do have experiences in our lives that will allow for those two energies to not be in balance. And so our opportunity at this moment is to really think about how we can bring those energies into balance and how we are thinking about our own everyday kind of existence, and where we may need a little bit more of that energy. I also use this opportunity to share the union between Shiva and Shakti, right? So Shiva, and these are deities that are in the Hindu tradition. And so, you know, Shiva was known to be centered and grounded and compassionate. And his actual energy is that kind of energy of steadfastness and stableness and peacefulness, and, you know, unmoved. Like he, you know, if you said it was 2 o'clock you're gonna meet, then 2 o'clock you're gonna meet, right? But Shakti was this beautiful, flowing, effervescent, fluid, and powerful energy, right? It was raw, she's sensual, she's expressive. And she is the energy that actually brings things into manifestation, right? And that's what they say about divine feminine energy. That divine feminine energy really is what is the manifester of our thoughts and our dreams and bringing it into reality. Why? Because within the divine feminine vessel, we are a portal, right? And so as a portal, that portal, no matter how you are bringing whatever you are bringing into the world, it can be children, it can be a new business, it can be a creative venture, it can be all of those things that you are birthing, a new hobby, whatever that is, it is that divine feminine portal that it comes through, right? That energy that it comes through. And so that's why it's really, really important for us to always be aware of where we're sitting with that divine feminine energy and how we are actually manifesting things in our world. Are we able to take things from just being a thought to actually coming into fruition? And that portal energy that occurs specifically through birth, but when you're birthing anything, is really, really important to tap into. And so that is the real big piece about divine feminine, right? That our ability to flow, our ability to sit and to conceive, our ability to birth things into the world, into reality, are all a part of divine feminine. And when we think about our heart again and this idea of flow, we want to think about where are we not flowing? What feels like there is a space where we're not actually experiencing flow? And so I ask you to take a moment to think about where, either if you're feeling it in your body, in your physical body, or anywhere inside of your kind of everyday experience where things aren't flowing. Um, and that may be a space that needs a little bit more energy for you. So take a moment to think about that as we go into our next, our first activity for this, which is about creating flow, right? So when we think about the heart, right, and we talk about blood running through our entire body, when we think about energy, what counters that, or what allows energy to move, is our breath. So sit for a minute, if you can, with your feet on the floor, with your back. If you need to, take your shoulders and roll them back if you're feeling a little bit of tension in your shoulders. And I want you to just think about the way that you are just naturally breathing. Are you feeling the breath all the way down to your toes this morning? Are you only feeling it in your chest? Are you breathing from your diaphragm? Can you feel the expansion and every cell in your body actually getting air? So yes, this is a very, very important part of creating flow. When we talk about connecting to the divine feminine, we're talking about the ability to use our breath to energize everything that's around us, right? And while we're doing that, we are creating flow. We're allowing for every part of our being and our energy centers to feel that energy with us. So we're going to take a short minute and we're going to breathe. And I know everyone's like, but we do that every day. But sometimes when we don't put intention behind it, we actually don't realize that something is blocked until we try to breathe. So I want everyone to take a moment. If it works for you, you can close your eyes. If it doesn't work for you, that's totally fine as well. I want you to place your hands on your lap. And we're going to take some time to just breathe. And while you're breathing, I want you to, again, to think about that place where you're feeling blockage or you're feeling as though air is not moving through. And during these breaths, really think about how you can use this breath to push that energy forward, to move stagnant air through the body so that you can bring new energy in, that you can feel new energy in. So take a moment and take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Again, deep breath in. And breathe out. Last time, deep breath in. And breathe out. And allow a moment for your breath to continue. Breathing in deep. Finding that spot and using your breath and your mind to move energy through, to actually see the energy moving through you. Wonderful. And if you have your water, this is a great time to take a moment and to take a sip. Because water is also that kind of symbolic idea of flow, that water will go through the body, that it can go over, it can go under, and it can go through. And so when we bring these elements into our everyday, right, it really allows us to sit in a place that is centered and balanced, and to be able to kind of move energy in a way that is positive for our lives and positive for finding our centers when we need to. I see that D.Y. Forrester from Facebook says, this is so necessary for health and energy. Many continue to hold their breaths as we navigate COVID and the isms. Very, very true. Very, very true. And it is through our breath that we are able to really find balance and to sit in a balanced state. So just a quick check-in. How are we feeling? How are we doing? You can pop it in the chat. How is your breath? Did you feel any movement?
Renee, would you like to invite someone from the community to share?
Sure, definitely. We can definitely do that right now.
Sure, let's do that. In the absence of hands, let me go ahead and select. Adam, would you like to share with us how the breathing exercise was for you? And then Purple after him.
Good morning, everybody. The breathing exercise made me feel, rejuvenated and refreshing. And it made my mind, get into a point where I could be very present with myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah,
You're
present
welcome.
with yourself. That's beautiful.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. I kind of dozed off and then came back right when you were leading the breathing exercise. And so I just used that to kind of reconnect. And I shifted into a deep calm. I'm actually sorting through not feeling too well. So it was really, really helpful.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And we're getting some messages from Facebook. From Sienna, this is amazing. Please keep teaching. I saw someone say that I felt calm. I think it was D.Y. Forrester. Yeah, shoulders relaxed, smile emerged from my cheeks. That's beautiful. Oh, that was Charmaine, sorry. No, that was Charmaine saying for D.Y. Forrester. Got it. Yeah, Fua says, thank you. I really need to connect to my breath this morning. And thank you for reminding me the connection. Yes, definitely. Feeling good and shaken. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you all for sharing that. So we're going to go into another exercise. I have 2 more exercises for us to do today. And some of these exercises, again, sometimes it's just the reminder of what we need to do every day. It's not that we don't know to do it. We just, with our lives and our world and what we are focused on, we sometimes forget to put some intentionality behind it. And so I have one of my really great teachers that she always says to me, you know, when you get up in the morning and you take some time to breathe, it actually makes for space, right? That 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 minute of breathing and intentional breathing sets you up for the entire day. And that we don't have to rush time. Time is actually our friend, right? Even when we feel like we are quote unquote not on time, where most of the time we're right in sync. And so our breath is that opportunity to reconnect to ourself and our center. Jamelia says, feeling awake and calming. Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to continue going and moving forward. I thank you all for sharing. So the next thing that we would want to talk about is this concept of active imagination, which we're going to use in the next 2 activities to really connect with images and archetypes that can really assist us in this process. So active imagination is a process where we are I always like to say, relinquishing the ego for a couple of minutes and allowing for us to be in a free flow state of communication. And so you can do it in a couple of ways. You can do so through writing, which is why I told people to bring a pen and pencil, because sometimes it's helpful to draw a line on your page, and on one side you're going to write the questions you may have, and the other side you'll kind of free flow your conversation. Others, it's easier to just go into a meditative state, and by looking and being focused on the actual image that's in front of you, you are able to have a conversation about what intrigues you about the image, what is the message that the image has, and why it's important. So we're going to engage in 2 active imaginations. The first one is going to be around divine feminine energy, and the other one is going to be around the flowers. And so in this activity, I ask that you take a moment to allow for your mind and your intuition to choose who you need to hear from. And while you're having your conversation, which will only be about a minute or so, you are going to ask some questions, right? You're going to ask about, what intrigues you? What are your questions? What do I have to learn from you? I really like certain things. And so it's important that when you're doing this imagination, that you are having a conversation, and very similar to the way you have a conversation with someone who has something for you to learn, you want to also thank them at the end, right? So have a moment where you are thanking them about this. And before we go, I see that there's a question. How do you feel about time here in the western part of the world? Interested in knowing your view, since you mentioned yeah, so we talked a little bit about time earlier in terms of the way in which we mark time, which was the we use the Gregorian calendar, which is, 12 months and 30, 31, or 28 or 29 days, kind of sparsed out all over the place. And it actually takes us out of alignment with the rest of nature, right? Because the way in which ancients and our ancestors and indigenous people marked time was based on the moons and the seasons and the stars, right? So there was a natural alignment. And so what continues to occur is that in Western thinking, we are forced to think about time as a linear concept, right? Like, this is the beginning and this is the end. But in actuality, time is really just a circle of past, present, and future happening all at the same time, right? That we are in our present moment, we are experiencing our past, right? Because all of our past selves sit in this present moment. And we are also, by being present in this moment, we are affecting our future, right? That the next part is about what we're working on, and that we continue to have that understanding. Thank you for the clarity, Stacy. So yes, and so when you talk about that, and then you talk about quote unquote colored people time, I think that misnomer was to make people feel bad about being more in tune with spirit versus being on this linear understanding. Because I have seen in being in other countries and being in Africa and things like that, where there are certain things that are led by spirit and not by quote unquote our Western understanding of what time is. Like, the time to do something is when spirit has shown up. The time to do something is when that commitment has happened. And that I think that misnomer around colored people time really sometimes can take us out of the understanding of are we actually flowing with what is necessary, right? Because when you think about also the concept of time and our ability to avoid mishaps and really tragedies in our lives have been around us having an intuition or everything not working out so that we would quote unquote be late, right? All of a sudden we were late, and we ended up avoiding the car crash. We ended up avoiding the confrontation. We ended up avoiding right? So that the concept of time is not just this kind of ticking clock that keeps us going in 24 hours, but it is actually a spiritual presence that is constantly allowing us to be present in certain spaces where we're supposed to be, right? And that converging is constantly happening in our centers and our intuition, and allowing us to be where we need to be. So I know, slightly off topic, but I think this concept of time and this concept of flow is really, really important. So my own personal kind of process is, I'm never late. And spirit has always told me, don't ever rush to do anything. So everything that I need to do is always happening when I'm supposed to do it. And yes, I may be a little bit late or colored people time when, spirit has told me that I need to complete something first before I try to walk out the door. But I'm absolutely on time, because all of the things that I may have been able to not be a part of because I was doing the things I was supposed to be doing now puts me in a better place to have a day that is fulfilling and is purposeful. And, so my kind of concept of time is, for me in my own personal practice, is it's happening when it's supposed to happen, and I'm not rushing. I'm just not rushing. So thank you for that. It's a really big thing. And your own personal commitments with this and how you allow it to flow. And I think the other piece is, as we understand our flow and the way that we flow in terms of time and the way in which we engage in this, we are able to better create boundaries for ourselves, right? It's not about how I interact with someone else. It's about what I'm saying yes to for myself. So I'm saying yes to, in order for me to better serve everyone else, I have to take my time and do all of the things that put me into alignment so that I can serve. And that becomes a boundary for me. I'm not giving up that time. right? You get me when you get me, right? And so that becomes a part of my flow, right? My flow in the morning is I have to do my breathing. I have to greet my shrines. I have to, like, that is my flow. And when that is done, then I can come and I can greet the rest of the world and I can show up for everyone the way that they need me to show up. So yeah, I think that this concept of time and the way in which we are still trying to, even in the midst of a year later, in the midst of a pandemic, trying to do this rush job. It's like the Mother Earth done said, sit down. Like, come on, y'all still trying to do this? Y'all didn't learn the lesson. All right, we're gonna go for take 2. Let's see if y'all got it this time. No, we haven't figured out that the power isn't slowing down. The power isn't, okay, go ahead. Let's try this again. Like, we're at that place where, we had to be, literally, the earth had to say, sit down. Y'all doing too much. So now we're able to, move into that space. And hopefully, as we continue to create flow in ourselves, and those of us who are consciously, or the collective conscious is creating this flow, it's actually changing the way the energy in the world feels. That I could definitely say. As more people are consciously taking time to understand how their energies are moving and where it's stagnant and what they need to move, it's also changing the way in which we're interacting with everyone and everything around us. So thank you for that station identification, Stacy. So we're going to take a few seconds to do this active imagination. I see a piece here. Hi, Terry. It says, I have a need to work in a flow, in a rhythm, and I sometimes struggle now in workplace because there is a jumping from one task to another as opposed to flowing from one thing to another. When I am off with my breathing and flow, this impacts my productivity. Yes, it does. It does. This concept of being able to quote unquote multitask is a lie. Let me help y'all one more time. It's a lie, y'all. It's a lie. It's a patriarchal lie. Why? In order, again, this concept of time, right? In concept of time, we talk about time being still a circle. It's the past, the present, and the future. You cannot, though you have the ability to do all of it, you have to be present in order to affect the future, meaning all of your being in that one thing. So what people have told you, well, multitasking, that allows you to be productive. It doesn't, because what has happened is you are no longer being present in that one moment to make a decision about, if I'm working on this project, I'm going to take it to completion. I'm going to take it to this point and put it down and then come back and continue putting my energy here. It is absolutely impossible for us to do that. And so part of it is that we've been taught that we can multitask, and we do that in a lot of our things. We do that in our relationships. We do that in, instead of being able to be present to those moments. Because remember, those moments aren't going to come back again, right? To be in a conversation with someone, but you're thinking about what you're going to do next, does not allow you the opportunity to really be with that person, to feel their energy, to understand their flow, to be in a place that allows for you to connect. And it's these connections that allows for us to be healed, that allows for us to find and understand what's happening in our worlds. So yeah, this concept of the multitasking is, I think, is a really big piece. And thank you so much, Terry, for bringing that up. So I want us to move forward, because I know we're going to end up, I know people are going to have to leave right before 8 o'clock. And so I want to put this, the slide is up really just as a definition. So we're all kind of thinking about the divine feminine. And I want to be clear, the divine feminine it's an archetype, right? It's this idea that this spiritual energy can look many different ways, and it may look many different ways for you at this particular moment in time. And so the active imagination project that process we're going to do next is that you're going to see on the screen a couple of different images of divine feminine. And so I'm going to ask you to take a minute to have an active imagination moment where you are speaking with that image and thinking about, or asking it what you have to learn, and just being open to the message that is coming. Okay? So I'm going to change my screen. I'm going to give everyone about 1 minute. I'm going to time it. And while you all are doing that, I'm going to read the chat to myself and then bring some of those questions back in. All right, we ready? So take a moment, use your breath, take a deep breath in and breathe out. And allow for your eyes to rest on a particular image. And as it rests on that image, see what you have to learn. What are the questions? What may have drawn you to it? Is there a message that's coming for you just by looking at it? Yes, you're going to pick one image to focus on at this moment. And in choosing that one image, what is it saying to you? Can you ask the question, what do I have to learn from you? We're going to take about 30 more seconds. Great. So I would love if you have concluded your conversation or your meditation with the image that you chose. Please ensure that you have thanked the image. Could be a song, could be a poem, it could be just a thank you, could be a breath, to close that conversation. And Nija, if you could help me with, oh, I see there's a raised hand. I was going to ask if someone would like to share how that was for them. That would be great.
Sure. Jacqueline has her hand raised. She had her hand raised first, and there are a few others.
Okay.
So Jacqueline, can you come off of mute and share?
Sure. It took me a while to focus on one of the images, but the image that I came up with was the second one from the left, the top, the woman in the flowing yellow gown, nail waterfall with the mirror. And what I was thinking of, and what I'm thanking her for, is her intimacy. And I thought being intimate with myself, I wrote, being intimate with myself allows me to be intimate with others, and I learn more about me.
Yes, that's beautiful, Jacqueline. Thank you.
You're complete.
Thank you.
So Renee, would you like to hear from a couple more people? We have 2 more hands raised.
Sure. Yes, please.
Okay, great. Stacy, would you like to unmute yourself?
Okay, there I go. I was on 2 devices. Sorry about that. Yes. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was drawn to, a few, but I laid and gazed my eyes and stayed focused on where is she? It's the image of the woman in the blue. It looks like like the crown of her head is the moon. Like the crown of her head is the moon, and then she has all these kind of tentacles. Like it looks like, you know, like like I was like, wow, that's so, oh my God, I want to cry. Like that's so where I'm at right now. It's like by myself alone, like spirit has me be alone right now, like fasting from so many, even different chats, like just different, connecting to different energies, because I am so connected to everyone and everything. Like that's me. It's like, oh, you're all over. And this time is a time of rest. This is a time of going deeper. This is a time of going inward. I must be alone, so to speak. I am still connected, but it's a time right now for me to be alone and be in tune with the moon energy, with spirit. I've been so connected with the full moon that just passed, and just like I just described to someone yesterday, this is what I feel like. I feel like it's these last couple of months of going deeper, that there's something behind me. Like I can't see it. I feel it energetically. I have a vision of what it looks like, and it actually looks like outer space. It looks like the same exact color, like that deep blue with like stars and just like this energy. And it's just with me. It's like in a circumference, like it's surrounding me. Like we got your back as you just go through all of these different stages. Oh my God, it's so amazing. So when I laid my gaze, I was like, okay, it's you. It's you. So wow, thank you so much. Now, who is that? Like, is that just an image, or is that an actual deity? Or
no, it's just an image. Yeah, so some of these images are images that I use in my practice when we start talking about divine feminine energy, or just energy and flow. And allowing people to really kind of think about what they need and what's calling to them. And so these were some of those images. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing.
So Renee, we have 3 hands raised. It is
Okay.
7:52. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go with the flow here. If we can hear from the 3 hands quickly. And then I also see that there's something in the chat as well. And then I would like to kind of move us forward so that we can be complete. I know people are going to have to go, so I want to at least get them complete through this process.
Sure. So Teresa Scott, if you could come off of mute and share quickly, and then after her, we will hear from Afia.
Yes, hi, good morning. I first was led to the lady, but then the one that was right next to Stephanie, I think she's number 8. What I asked her, she first said to me was forgiveness, and then when I opened up, then I saw forgiveness of self about shame. And the next, and when I first saw it, I thought it was a womb, but it's actually a woman it looks like a woman inside. To me, it looks like a woman inside of a womb. And so I have had a lot of shame about dealing with them saying that I had cancer. And so, just shame period about that whole situation. And then said to me that you're powerful, and that healing was taking place.
Yes.
Ashe.
Well, thank you so
Thank you
much
very
for
much for
sharing,
this.
Mama Teresa.
Thank you very much.
Very, very powerful. And part of this is also this idea of this being a toolkit, right? That we sometimes will be going through life, going, and something will stop us in our tracks. An image will stop us in our tracks. And that we can engage with that energy just through an image that reminds us and allows us to kind of reawaken and hear what we need. Thank you so much.
Yes, we can hear from Afia.
Good morning. Good morning, sisters and mamas. I can go really fast here. I did not hear the instructions in terms of looking at the screen. My view was not in a place where I could see it that readily. And I went immediately to a teapot in my office. So I'll just say real quickly what that brought for me, that I don't use that very often, unfortunately. So what it said was that balance, brought a message of having more balance, acceptance, patience. It pointed me to my beingness more as opposed to so much doingness. And the message was that my journey is on point.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so there's one more.
Zakia. Yes,
Yeah.
Zakia.
Yes. Good morning, family. I, like Jackie, took a long time to pick one, and then ultimately settled on the second from the left. And I asked her what I need to learn from her today, and she said, "We are perfectly beautiful. We are divine energy. Our flow is perfect in its imperfection."
It's wonderful. It's a beautiful, beautiful message. Thank you for sharing that. And we have a couple others that are in the chat. Charmaine said the fourth image on the top told me that though it may appear to be that I am in war, remember that you are divine feminine goddess and you are powerful. Stand in the essence of who you are. That's really wonderful and beautiful. And so someone else says, fourth one says, something about it exudes beautiful boldness. So I want to take a moment to thank everyone who has joined us today. We're going to just do one more exercise. But I invite you to remember, if nothing else, these two activities are activities that we can do in order to bring us into balance, to bring us into being able to communicate with and experience the divine feminine energy. Bottom left, creativity, solitude, embraced, surrounded, and supported by light into itself, leading to divine peace. Shalom. Yes, her boldness and strength really spoke to me. Thank you. Yeah, these are images that we have that exist in our everyday existence. Jamelia from Facebook says that, she was seeing strong and energy, strong and beautiful energy. So I just wanted for us to move forward. We're going to do one more activity, and then I'm going to close out and allow everyone to go on to their day. So the work that I do is in flower essences, and flower essences is a vibrational medicine that really talks about soul transformation and soul evolution. And through the power of flowers, we're able to really invite what they have to teach us into our everyday existence. And so flowers, as you can imagine, it's a passion of mine, and I really love working with flowers and just working with the plant and the earth. And as I always say, part of what's really amazing is that during this period of time where, quote unquote, the pandemic has been occurring, and like I always say, Mother Earth is like, sit down, you guys are doing too much. It's also been a call to reconnect, right? How can we reconnect with ancestral practices? How can we reconnect with our understanding of how we are actually functioning within the ecosystem of the earth? No longer being seen as, quote unquote, the humans who have all the knowledge, but really being able to kind of bow down to understand that every single thing that exists on the earth came with purpose, has purpose, that if we connect with it, there's so much more that we can learn. And so that is what has occurred for me with flower essences and being able to use them as vibrational medicine to really kind of shift and transform spaces and people and things. But also that has also occurred in us working on reconnecting with the earth, watching the people becoming what we call plant parents during this period, right? No one understands why, but everybody wanted to have a plant in their house. Why? Because there is an actual reciprocal relationship that we as human beings have with plants. Like, we literally would die right? This is not a, I think we have a relationship. If the plants go away, we do too. Nothing else is producing the oxygen that we need. So it's really, really important for us to understand that there's also an intelligence that exists with flowers and plants. Why? Because the plants that we experience today, on this day, come from the seed that existed at the beginning of time. That through a process of adaptation, which is considered the first sign of intelligence, plants still exist. And not only do they still exist, they exist with botanical families. They've adapted to create more of one of themselves with variation. And so there is something to be learned from that, not just what we do in terms of remedies, but also what we have the opportunity to kind of learn from their energy and their understanding of their environments and how they show up in the world. So we're going to do one more active imagination that is with flowers, right? And at this time, we're going to take all that we have been experiencing today and have an opportunity to focus in and look at a couple of flowers. And in the same way that you did with the image of the goddesses, I want you to also do that with this. Take a moment to take a breath, see where your eyes go, and allow for you to have a conversation with the flower. So I'm going to put that up now. And we should be able to be completed in about 10 minutes. We are going to hear some shares from this, but I'm going to get us through. So take a moment, see which flower you're drawn to. I promise you I will share what flowers they are afterwards. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining us. Thank you, Cynthia, on Facebook for joining us, So take a moment, see what, where you're attracted, where your eyes go, where your spirit is kind of pulled to from these 6 images. What is it saying to you? And if we can take 30 more seconds. To wrap and close out our conversation. Great. And so I ask everyone to take a deep breath in and breathe out. Again, deep breath in and breathe out. And last one, deep breath in and breathe out. So I would love, Nigel, if you can help me, I would love to hear from 2 people in terms of the flower that they chose and some of the messages that either came up or what surprised them about the experience with the flower. And then after that, I want to actually share what the flowers are and what their affirmations are so that people can kind of see how they've actually chosen their ally.
Sure. Let's see if we can call upon someone that hasn't spoken yet. Thank you, Afua, Afri. Please help me with the second name on your screen and unmute yourself.
Okay.
Share.
Afrie.
Thank you.
So my attention was immediately drawn to the first flower, the yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
And the message I heard was you are transforming, you are beautiful, and your womb is healing.
Wow, that's beautiful. It looks like Jacqueline also chose that flower, and she says, I do not know why that flower attracts me, but it reminds me of my ovaries and uterus.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's very beautiful. Thank you so much, Afua, for sharing.
You're welcome, and thank you.
So let's call, oh, I'm sorry, Renee.
Yes.
Were you going to say something?
No. Let's, if you can call the next person. I'm not able to see all the hands.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So I'm going to select someone because I don't see any hands. I'm going to invite Evelyn to come off of mute and share if you are willing.
Good morning. Good morning. Can
Good
you all hear me?
morning.
How is everyone this morning?
Doing well. Doing very well.
Good. So the flower that I chose was the third one on the right side. With all the colors. And the message that I received was everything is going to be okay. I've been dealing with some things emotionally and spiritually, but more so spiritually because my mom was diagnosed with dementia and we've been dealing with that for some time now. And it took a toll on me. We had to put her in a nursing home for a couple of months. But she's home now, thank God. So it's like I'm realizing that my life is going to change drastically because I have to deal with this like on a daily basis again. Before I was trying to give her some of her freedom, to leave her, allow her to still be herself, but it got really bad where we couldn't do that anymore. I'm just realizing that, life is going to change for all of us. So my message was everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Evelyn.
Thank you.
And I see a couple more in the chat. I see Lily call to me. Flower number 2, Coach Cheryl says, that one is mine, and it said movement. Nice. My flowers are beautiful, right? I started laughing. Oh, keep flow free. Just enjoy. Oops, I moved the thingy. Can't find it. Oh, there. Just enjoy yourself. Keep smiling and laughing. Yes, these are wonderful, wonderful messages, everyone. So I want to thank you so much for helping me kind of see what is going on here. I see Zakia says,
I can, Renee, if you like, I can support you. I'll read what's in the chat.
Thank you.
That's why we're here. So your old dean says she couldn't focus on just one. The 2 on the far left equally drew her in. She's not exactly sure why, but they are both very captivating. Denise on Facebook says, oh, she was responding to someone in the chat. Okay. And then Laura said, flower number 3 on the top spoke to me about the cycles of life and I must flow with nature. Zakia shared top right was hers as well. Again, it took a while. She got beautiful balance. Cheryl, it looks like that flower is calling to a lot of people. Cheryl Glenn says flower 3 says openness to flow is beauty for her. And then Cynthia Paniagua on Facebook says bottom right. I've always been attracted to this flower as a child. She loves the delicate, dynamic pattern, color, shape, and how graceful it looks. Tells me to take a moment to breathe, heal, and use her senses. And then Rakia on Facebook shares that same flower spoke dance into me. So then hearing everything is going to be all right, Bob Marley. She's open, she's beautiful, and she attracts all that matters to her.
Wow.
So, and there are a few more shares from people about the flowers that called to them.
Yes, thank you so much, Sister Naja, for supporting me with that. And thank you all so much for sharing. This is amazing. It's always amazing whenever I get to share. And this is just from the images of the flowers. And so I wanted to first share with you all what they were and what some of the affirmations were for them, right? Because I think, as much, in this work and the way in which I do my work, I also love to share that as much as it is that we are choosing the flowers are also choosing us, right? And so what we need at this moment in time is allowing us to kind of choose and have that intuitive, again, that divine feminine process of choosing what we need for us, right? Jacqueline says, wow, on point. Yeah, it never fails that we're choosing exactly what we need, right? So all of these flowers have the ability and carry with them the intelligence about what is needed, right? Someone said they had chosen this is a Japanese hibiscus actually that is grown in these multicolors, and that they talked about laughing, right? Someone talked about laughing. They were looking at the flower, they just started laughing. It is a flower that is about joy, right? It is about bringing back that childhood understanding or that process of just really, really laughing and enjoying ourselves. Yeah, so I just want you all to take a moment to kind of see what you chose and what the affirmations are. Many of these are around release, so interestingly enough, when I believe it was Afua who shared that she chose golden airdrop, and that she was saying that there was healing happening in her womb, that this is actually a flower that is about releasing the old and really being able to embrace your present self, right? That release is also a part of the healing process. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. I do love the flowers and talking about the flowers. And so I thank you all so much for being open and willing to participate this morning. My prayer for everyone is that as we continue to connect to our divine feminine, as we continue to balance our divine masculine, that we are manifesting in the world all that we dream for, all that we pray for, and that we use all of these tools and techniques as an opportunity to really move us to the next phase of our enlightenment. That everything that we need, part of, and I think I've talked about this before in the Wake Up Everybody community, we're taught that everything that we need is outside of ourselves. But the true nature and the true beauty of this human experience is everything that we need actually exists inside of ourselves. And we've been taught so much to look at the outside for our validation that we've forgotten that we actually hold the truth of who we are. And the only way that we're going to share it with the world is when we discover it ourselves. So being able to sit in this opportunity for divine truth, this opportunity for learning about ourselves and connecting in a different way to all of the forces and energy that's around us is our opportunity to really move into the next phase of our being. And so I'm thankful, I am grateful. I thank you all for being here and for participating in this space. And I am complete.
All right, awesome. So it is 8:13. Do you want to take somebody from the audience to have a conversation with?
Sure, we definitely can.
All right. So intuitively, I'm drawn to call on Angela, if you can come off of mute.
Grand day. Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I still got sleep in my eyes. I guess I could come on. I literally rolled out of the bed. But give thanks. How are y'all today?
Doing well.
Good, good. This is such a powerful session. And Sister Renee, I was in one of your earlier sessions when you may have first introduced Flower Essence to the Wake Up community. And since then, I've just been like really being mindful of, and just like have a more heightened awareness of just plant energy, flower energy, and how the many just natural wonders of this earth are here to heal us and keep us grounded. And so this was just very, very powerful for me. So the yellow flower, I took a screenshot, I'm forgetting on the name. That's the flower that was drawn to me, and it talked about releasing old like patterns and old ways of thinking, and that's so spot on to just kind of the healing work that I'm in right now and what's happening around me. So I'm just very grateful for just being in divine flow, and grateful for you here today. So thank you.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Okay, and Purple, have you spoken? Would you like to share?
Yes, I have spoken. I just feel, like I said, calm. I've been dozing in and out, and I think it was during one of the sessions, when I came back, it sounded like the ocean. The heater in my room, I was like, what? And which is confirmation of some travel, that I've been hesitating about or in conflict about, and all distracted, versus just choosing what I would truly was there for me, and trusting. I love what you were saying about time. I needed to be reminded of that my timing is divine and elegance, definitely being in an environment where that's not affirmed. And so that made a big difference for me to just trust, and I feel the letting go, and I'm just starting to feel better inside already. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You.
I'm gonna find that flower on my travel. I got a feeling I'm gonna see it.
Yes, you are. Because that's what they do, right? They're like, hey, I'm gonna talk to you for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you'll start seeing them over and over and over again. So yeah, you definitely will see that flower on your on your travels. Thank you so much for sharing. I see that in the chat there was a question about putting up that slide. I can do that really quickly. I don't know, Sister Kinyofu, is there another person that you want to share, or?
Oh, well, I would like to ask Geraldine. Geraldine, can you come off?
Yes, sorry, I was actually washing my hands, so sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was feeling a lot of different things as we went through some of the activities and some of the with like the breathing exercises and just focusing on the pictures. It's weird, I'm only seeing myself, but okay. I would say that I feel a lot more centered this morning. I kind of woke up with some heaviness around like my chest area. I've been having like some issues with just there being a lot of tightness around there, and sometimes catching my breath sometimes. I don't know if it's just how I sleep, but the exercises definitely help to get me a lot more centered and really help to create a lot of flow. And the flowers definitely, I don't know, the two that I was drawn to, something about the uniqueness and like the color in them just kind of, I don't know, I guess lifted me up a little bit, lifted my spirit up a little bit. Now I can, go out on my walk and, I'm just going to probably pay more attention to like some of the things that, are bright, right? Pay a lot more attention to the things that are just around me in my space, and really just take in and really breathe in what, the flowers that are outside now sort of just offer me in terms of like the oxygen. So yeah, but yeah, it was interesting, but I definitely do feel a lot more centered.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
I'm
sharing.
complete. Thank you.
Yes. So maybe this okay, so I actually have the names of you have a raffle. Sorry for all that. You have a raffle. We didn't get to that slide yet, but I just want to let you know that I did identify some people.
Oh, wonderful.
So do you want to wait to the slide? I think we should probably wait to the slide so they could see what they're getting.
Sure.
Okay, so are you ready for me to share them?
Yes.
Share the slides. Okay. So here's a special offer, and you can take it away.
Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. So to all of the Wake Up Everybody community, I do offer 30-minute flower essence consultations just to kind of see if flower essences may be something you would like to try. Some of the work that I do allows for me to create custom essences and custom programming around what people are what they would like to work through. And so you can definitely go to my site, akikafloweressences.com, to book an appointment. And then I would love to give away to 2 participants a Divine Moon / Sweet Goddess gift sets, which is valued at $50 each. These gift sets are a part of my flower essence line, but also a part of the apothecary, where we're using, again, this idea of plant intelligence to really help with people with transformation. So Divine Moon is really a series that I have around connecting to the power of the moon. And it has crystals, crystal elixirs, it has herbs in it, and it has also flower essences. And then Sweet Goddess is part of the new line, and it's a part of some oils and body soap and body care, self-care products that are handmade that are also infused with flower essences to kind of really help with us identifying and connecting to our divine goddess. So, do you want to share the number?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So you chose number 5 and number 25 earlier before the session started. So 5 is Sherilyn Mohammed. Sherilyn, do you accept?
Yeah, excuse me, I am here. I'm Mother Mal. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Emma.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
I'll be darned. All right. Thank you.
And 25 is Terry, Labor of Love. Terry?
That is awesome. Greetings. Hi, sister.
Hi, is that Miss Terry?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wonderful. Look at that. The divine connection in time. There we go.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I accept.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you, Coach Cheryl. She says washing with the soaps are a special experience. Congratulations, everyone. So these are my contacts. Facebook, Renee K. Smith, Akika Flower Essences. Instagram, the same, Renee Kimberly Smith and Akika Flower Essences. And you can always reach me via email at Ancestral Intelligence. Or Renee Kimberly Smith, and you can definitely feel free to also go to the website, which is also akikafloweressences.com. Great. Can we have the next slide? So we are in this space, and in this space we have the opportunity to exchange energy, but we also want to understand that money is also a part of that exchange. And so if we have and are so moved to, we have our love offerings and donations. It can be sent via Zelle or QuickPay to soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com or Cash App to Spirit of a Woman. And the code would be number 275 RKS. And so we want to invite everyone to mark your calendars for the next opportunity to come together, which is Sunday, March 7th, for the sacred language of math and spirituality, facilitated by Angela Bell.
Thank you, Renee. And so you can catch Angela Bell on Sunday at, of course, here at Zoom. We're also, so that day, Sunday, we're here from 7 to 8:30. We're here in that time frame also on Tuesday and Thursday. So Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 90-minute session. And on Monday and Wednesday, it's a half an hour session from 7 to 7:30. We are live stream on Facebook. To register, to get into Zoom and to get up, to keep abreast of who's up by receiving emails, you want to go to bit.ly/wake up movement, get your name on our database. We have a Facebook community as well, so you would need to request to join, and you can go to bit.ly/WUE community in order to do that. We have Instagram and we have YouTube. So take a screenshot so that you can get there to see what's happening. And we have our email address where you can type it in and to find out, to get information if you have any questions or any comments. So moving on, today we have an extra slide because today is Thursday. And today is a day that you can stay behind after this session if you're interested in learning more about what it would take to volunteer with us. So what you see, is what you see, but there's a whole bunch of things that happens behind the scenes to allow this to be possible. And it can't be possible without the community. So we started out with a small community, and then it grew, and we have created this whole project behind the scenes to allow this for you. So do stick around. We have our brother John Carls helping us to have the conversation. I'm going to stop the screen share. We can go into gallery view and we will be able to celebrate Renee.
Hi, Renee. We love you. Thank you, beautiful
Renee. Thank you.
All those
And that
juicy
flower with
colors.
me, that flower had me
Thank you,
laughing.
Queen
That
Flower.
was
Thank you.
beautiful.
So much
Thank you
You
so
were
much, Renee,
awesome,
for the
awesome,
flowers and
awesome
whatnot.
as
You
always.
are beautiful.
We
Created
appreciate
for
you
another
sharing
room
beautiful
especially.
Very
today.
good.
Mama
Good
Amal.
morning. Yeah,
Amazing
love
women
you.
in
Very
And
happy.
color.
Girl, I
We
love
are
that we had
let's
the
move
same
forward,
chosen
everybody.
flower.
people. So
Yes.
Thank
beautiful.
you,
Love
Queen.
your
So
family.
lovely.
Love you,
Family.
Mama
Yes.
Love you
Mom.
very
Miss
much.
love
Yes,
you.
you
How
look
you
beautiful,
doing? Hello, John.
Teresa.
Thank
I
you
love
so
y'all.
much. Hey,
Yes,
family. Hey,
ma'am.
Jackie. Hey, Love.
No,
You guys look great.
John.
admin
I'm out the
team.
door.
Everybody.
See
Thank you,
y'all
Naja.
later.
Let's move
Thank you,
forward, everybody.
Yeah.
Charmaine.
Bye.
Hey,
Thank
Hi,
you.
Jackson.
family.
All right.
Hi,
Thank you.
Nigel.
Thank you,
Hey,
Renee.
Everybody have
Thank
a
you.
beautiful
hey,
day.
I
John.
love
Hey,
y'all.
hey,
John,
Thank
Ed.
you,
be
Renee. You're
careful.
Hey,
beautiful,
hey,
young lady. I
Congratulations,
appreciate you.
Slate. Love you,
Jamal.
So
Stacy.
glad
What's
your
up, Miss
mind is
Peach
on
and
that
Adam?
level. I love to
Hey,
see
Your
your
family and
love to
No,
see
Terry.
your
Hey,
face,
you're
Renee.
also
mom,
beautiful. Look at
mom,
Thank you
mom.
Terry.
so
Love
much.
your
Oh,
family. Love
Kinyofu, I
you,
love
Terry.
that
Love every.
picture.
Glad to
Love
Oh,
see
and
that you have
Althea.
truly
Love
everybody
stepped
have
Candy.
an
into your
Love
awesome
purpose.
Donna.
day.
Love
I'm gonna
Steve.
go ride my bike
Hey,
right now
Teresa.
and go
Hey,
take
say love
some
you.
flowers for y'all. Woo!
Hugs and kisses
Nature.
to y'all.
Everybody go touch a tree, hug a
Yes,
tree, pick a flower. Love you.
yes,
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you.
Love
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
Thank you.
Sister
you.
Renee,
God
for
bless you,
changing my
Renee.
whole outlook
Thank
today. That
you.
laughing
Let's
flower
make it
Thank you.
was
rain.
Thank
Everybody
you.
go to
beautiful.
Cash App, make it
That
rain for
flower had me
Renee.
laughing. It was
Okay?
beautiful.
75.
All right,
Hashtag
y'all.
So much.
75.
Yes,
Come on, Renee. Let's
Share
go. We
more.
out.
yes. Love y'all. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Back.
Good morning, everyone. Let's see who we have here. Kenya Poo.
Good morning.
Greeting. Hi, Shana. Afia, how are you this morning?
I'm pretty well. Nice to meet you, brother. I'm gonna have to take off, unfortunately, and I do look forward to coming back. This was my first time invited by Sister Angele, and I'll be back. And I did just sign up to hopefully come on Sunday.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
And we have Teresa and Joyce with us, who are our regulars. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Okay. Waiting to see who our interests are. Kenilfa, you still with us? Okay, I would suspect Kenilfa would be in the briefing. Is Teresa part of the community already, Shauna? Would you know that?
No, I don't know. This is Teresa Scott.
I'm not sure. We have so many Teresas in our community.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And Joyce, I know is she has Woo on her profile picture, so we know Joyce is part of Woo already. So the only person would be Teresa,
Mhm.
identifying which Teresa in our community or new to our community this would be.
Yeah. I guess Teresa stepped away from the phone, her and Joyce.
Yeah. Okay, and Kenyofu is probably on a second device here.
Well, anyone in the Facebook world who is still watching, we are inviting everyone to come and join the Woo admin team. So please reach out to us if you are interested in joining to help make this wonderful production continue. Bring your talents with you or just your open mind to wanting to learn. That's how I joined in. And I learned so much. The leaders here are very knowledgeable and sharing their gifts and talents so that you can flourish in the sector that you choose to be on. I was a Facebook admin at one time, well, Facebook marketing, I should say, and then assist with onboarding and facilitator coaching. So it's been a great experience. I cannot believe it's going to be a year already. Don't forget the big party on the 29th. Make sure you come through. We are going to celebrate all that you have gained and learned and just the exchange that we have built in this beautiful Woo community.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's definitely a community of transforming and evolving. You know, where we decide to ascend. I came in as a admin support, and invited by you, Shannon. Thank you so much for that.
Very welcome.
Thank you. This community has definitely changed my life, and I learned so much here, and continue to learn and reveal about myself. Like I said, I came in as a admin, working in the Facebook community, from Zoom to Facebook. And that was beautiful. I did that for a while. And then I joined the main admin team, and that was beautiful. So it was where I came into and facilitating at the same time. I did some facilitating sessions and got to join the training that was initiated there. And it was a beautiful experience. And now here supporting in this area. And then I want to mention there's several areas. We have the administration area where we where the duties required there are like creating the calendars, meeting notes and such, and Woo support in general. Then we have the onboarding, where it's engaging presenters, um, info and run of show. And I think you have um, experience in onboarding, China?
Yeah, so the onboarding is assisting anyone who is going to present, making sure that their technology is going to be updated, and making sure the space that they're going to present in is good, enough lighting, great sounds. So we do like a mock presentation that day, as well as getting all the
demographic information from the person, such as their contact information from all the various social media, if they are going to have any gifts at the end of the session, and what kind of admin support they will need on the morning of the session. So that's typically what onboarding is.
Wow. Thank you for explaining that too, because I had no experience in onboarding, and that is a volume of talents and uniqueness that goes on back there to make that happen. So there are quite a few things behind the scene. Facebook admin, Zoom admin, as we see our admins here in the morning, supporting the session to help facilitate and the community and the entire session background, like highlighting people, reading the chat and stuff like that. And
There's also the slides team.
The slide team
Who helps with the beautiful slides that you all see. They can assist with that as well.
Yes, yes. There's so many talents you can bring to our community, talents we wouldn't even know you have, that you can bring in and offer to help support this community itself. It's more than what you see here in the mornings. Um, we have training sessions. We also have the community chats where you can add your ideas and show your support for members in the community. And we're actually building a village, and I love to say that. The newest thing we're working on is the Woo Swag, where you can buy items to support the and help me with the words here, Shana, they're not coming clearly. And I'm talking about our celebration we have coming up at on the at the end of this month. And
Yeah, the 29th. So it's
29th.
The website is up so that you can get your sweatshirts, your t-shirts, your
mug.
Wake Up Everybody mug, your face mask. So definitely go and check out the website and buy your merch, as they say, so that you can be ready and present on the 29th for the party. Everybody needs to have their camera on because you need to be showcasing your merch that you have for Wake Up Everybody. So definitely go there and do that.
And I want to mention the website will be posted in the Facebook community. So, our family out there in the Facebook community, look out for the posting of the website there, and you'll see some of the items posted within the community also.
Yeah, and with that, I believe we are complete.
So am I. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. For those who are watching this currently and those who will see it on the replay, welcome to the Woo community. Love and blessings.
Love. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.